Yeah. Hi guys, good evening. All of you can hear my voice. Online people, please respond. Am I audible? Yeah, perfect. Fine guys, so last 2 days, I realized what are the mistakes that people are doing. Luckily, I gave 2 days of time for practice. If I don't give that time, yesterday night at 8:15, I have taken the class for online people also to see what are the common mistakes that people are doing that. These are very silly mistakes. I mean, even in the offline people also, online people also, there is nothing different. So what are the common mistakes people are doing that? Not able to write the index.html file in the correct location, not able to write the properties in the properties file, not able to load the file from the location, right? So I observed some silly mistakes done by most of the people in developing the project. As I have given 2 days of gap, I realized what are the common mistakes people are doing that. If I don't give those 2 days of time, backlog. So you will never realize that. What is your weak point? After developing those 2 projects, what you realized, what you observed, what is the lesson you learned? More practice is required. So more holidays required. More practice required or more holidays required? More practice is required. Right. Fine. So now let me list down first what are the common mistakes that people has done in as part of that coding. Then we will start the new topic today. Right. The first thing I have observed, people are keeping these properties in the double quotes and they are writing semicolon. I have observed several people has done this mistake. Guys, remember, you are not declaring a string here. It is not a Java class. It is a properties class. Properties class means just key and value. You no need to write the semicolon. You no need to write the double quotes. If you write anything here, this key is a string, this value is a string. It doesn't mean that, sir, you told string means double quotes now. That is in Java, not in the properties file. If you are declaring a string in the Java, you need to keep that string in the double quotes. When you are writing the properties file, you should not keep that in the double quotes. You should not keep the semicolon for that. That is one problem I have observed in several people practice. Okay. And second problem that I have seen is in the connection factory class. Second problem that I have observed in the connection factory class, they are reading the user. And one more thing is here the problem is people are directly giving the file name. I already explained. I also got the problem in the class itself. When I am giving the direct file name, it is checking in the current directory, but that file is available in the different directory. You need to give full path of the file, where exactly that file is available. You need to give the complete path, then only it is going to load that file. I will tell you what is the reason. Now, whenever we develop this program, our project structure will be different for standalone application, for web application. Whenever you develop a web application, your .class files will be available in the separate directory. It will go to build directory, classes, in Ashok IT, util, connection factory .class. Whenever you give the file name directly, like dbconfig.properties. If you don't give this path, where it will check for that .class file in this location where connection factory .class file is available. Our file is available in this directory, or our file is available in the project directory. Our file is available in the project directory. So whenever you give file name directly, you are getting file not found exception. So whenever you need to have a maturity, file not found. File not found means our program not able to locate where that file is available. That means the path should be correct. I have seen this mistake also. People are not giving full path for the file name. This is the second mistake. And the third mistake, people are taking username, but they are giving that username in the double quote. Are you guys getting my point? They're reading the data from the properties file, but they are not passing that value correctly. Now, if I set the username with double quote username, this is username variable. Now here, Hikari will consider this variable as a username. Hikari will consider uname as a username. Uname as a username. So if you take like this, it will consider your database username as uname. But actually our username is stored into uname variable. You should not keep this in the double quotes. Either if you want to keep in the double quote, you need to give the correct username. That is a hard-coded username. I don't want to go for that hard coding. I want to read the data from the properties file. I'm already reading the data from the properties file. I'm storing into a variable. That variable you need to supply here. It will read that, it will consider the username available in this variable. In this variable, what data will be available? Whatever the data we are reading from the properties file, that data will be available here. I have seen people are giving like this. People are giving like this. Getting my point? This is another mistake I have observed. And some people, they are giving database.uname here, and they are giving database.username here. Whatever the key they are giving in the properties file, same key they are not giving here. It will give you, if the key is not available, it will give you null value. Whatever the key you are writing in the properties file, with the same key you need to read it. If the key is available, then only it will get the value. If the key is not available, it will give you null value. Then you are setting the database username as null. Then you will not get the connection. Which key you are trying to read, that key should be available here. Yesterday, we spent in the online, some person has written dp.url, here db.url. It took some time to understand what is the problem. TPDB, typing mistake, right? So better you don't type it. Better you copy this. You copy this and you paste it here. Then you can avoid that spelling mistake. And one more thing. Yesterday, it took me 5 minutes of time to understand the problem. One person did not write it. Directly they created a class, but they did not extend the properties from HTTP servlet. I observed the coding. Each and every class I have seen. Array @web servlet annotation is available. In the index.html file also, the URL pattern also available. Why it is not loading? Why it is not loading? After 5 minutes, I understood this class is a not servlet class. It is a normal Java class. So how to make this class as a servlet class? We need to extend the properties from HTTP servlet. Some people has done this mistake. And some people, here they are giving action value something. Here URL pattern is something. It is not able to call the actual servlet. The reason, whatever the action they are giving, that action not matching with the URL pattern, then you will get a 404 error. Then you will get the 404. When I submit the form, it is trying to access which is servlet? Book. And here, what is the URL pattern? Book servlet. So URL patterns are not matching. Then your server cannot understand which is servlet it has to access. That is the problem. I have seen that problem done by some people. And some people, here they have given slash. You should not give that. You need to give action as only the URL of the servlet. If you give slash here, it will say 404. Servlet not found. The requested resource is not found. For the action attribute, you should not give that slash. Directly you need to give the URL pattern. Okay, whatever the URL pattern you are giving, the same URL pattern should be available for the servlet which you want to call. And some people, they are writing here do get method. They are writing here do get method. Here they are giving method as a post. They are sending a post request, but in the servlet do get method is available. Whenever we are sending a post request, then there should be do post method. When you are sending a get request, there should be do get method. Here method they specified as a post, but here the method is do get. And some people has written do post method here, but they did not specify method attribute here. Right? If they don't specify the method attribute, what is the default method it will consider? Get request. But in the servlet, what method is available? Do post method. You are trying to send a get request, but to handle that get request, do get method not available in the servlet. After seeing all these doubts, sometime 5 to 10 minutes, I realized really I know Java or not. I forgot the Java after seeing these problems. You people created a doubt in my mind. Really, do I know the Java or I forgot the Java? These are because of not practice. These are because of in class. If I ask you what is a servlet, everybody will tell that servlet is a technology which is used to develop web application. What is the difference between get method, post method? Everybody will tell. Get request will send the data in the URL. Post request will send the data in the body. Everybody will tell how to map the servlet to the URL pattern. When it comes to the coding, 90% of the people done the mistakes. Luckily, thank God, 2 days I have not taken the class. I realized how you people are thinking. How you people are thinking. If I don't cancel those 2 days, by this time servlets would have completed. But you will think that we know servlet. When it comes to the practice, blunder mistakes. That is the difference. Learning is different. Learning and implementing. Learning is required. More than that, practice is required. If you listen to 1 hour class or 1.5 hour class, 3 to 4 hours you need to practice. Then only you will digest that content. More practice is required. More practice is required. But some people has not done. Yesterday in the online, I got angry on one person. He don't know how to import the packages also. You are there in that, right? It took almost 15 minutes for me to tell him how to import the packages. And he is trying to run the program. Every class is having an error. He is saying that my program is not running. He is not importing the packages properly. Till 9:45 yesterday, 8:15 to 9:45, I have taken the class to see what mistakes they are doing in the practice. And I am telling you, in the whole Amirpet, no faculty will check your problems. No faculty will help you. They will just come to the class. They will take the class. They will leave. We are keeping that extra effort. You need to realize that and you need to utilize that. More practice is required. When you do more practice, more errors you will get. When you get more errors, you will understand the subject. I told you that. Pray for God to give the more errors when you are practicing. Then you will realize problem solving. Problem solving is the most important thing. Got my point? So it's very, 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 very important. And one more thing. Sir is teaching servlet. Servlet is outdated. Whether it is a servlet or Spring Boot, it doesn't matter. Writing the logic is important. Understanding the requirement is important. I told you to develop login form, registration form. If you go for any project, login form will be available, registration form will be available, that analysis is required, database table is required. Whether you are doing it on servlet or whether do it on Java, that is, Spring Boot, that is different. How many classes we need to take, how many methods we need to take, how many queries we need to execute, that will be same. Instead of writing a servlet method, in future we will write a Spring method. That's it. That is the only difference, nothing else. Instead of servlet jar file, we will keep a Spring jar file. The DAO class will be available. Connection factory will be available. DTO class will be available. Post method will be available. You need to capture the data from the form. You need to execute the database query. That is not going to change. Instead of focusing on the technology, first focus on the analysis. What we need to do the coding part. Are you getting my point? It is today. One lady came. She is having 3.5 years experience. She came to the institute, half an hour. She was not able to design the method in her project. She is working for Value Labs company. I spent half an hour of time to tell her what methods she has to write to solve that requirement. Today it happened in the institute. She came along with her grandfather. You might have seen in the morning. They waited almost 2 hours because analysis skill is not there. She is working 3.5 years experience is there, but analysis is not there. She is not able to analyze the requirement. Earlier she worked in the mainframes. Now she shifted to Java 6 months back. She is not able to understand how to develop the REST APIs in the Java. So that is the difference, right? So that analysis is important, whether it is Java or Spring Boot or anything. We need to good in the analysis of the requirement. How many classes we need to take, how many methods we need to take. That is what I'm telling you. More practice is required, guys. Whatever the mistakes you have done now, you should not repeat these mistakes in the upcoming projects that we are going to develop. Every technology, login form, registration form, every project login form, registration form, CRUD operations, those are common. Good. Fine, man. You guys opened my eyes. Seriously, when I look those, after spending 10 years of time, after teaching Spring Boot, microservices, projects, DevOps and all, seeing these silly mistakes, right, will get the irritation. You imagine my situation at that time. I have taken almost 30 classes for advanced Java. Today is the 30th class. 29 classes completed. Seeing that not extending from servlet, giving the URL pattern wrong, giving the property file keys wrong, that will get irritation for us. We will lose our interest to teach. Please don't do that. While you are, I have explained you beautiful technique, debugging. What is the advantage of that? You can understand where is the mistake. People are not able to do that debugging also. Just they are listening the class for time pass. That's it. Another 3-4 months, I will be there with you. After that, if you want to meet me, it will take a week of time for you to get my appointment. Seriously, seriously. 3 months, next 3 months, till our course completion, till you get the job, I will be there with you. After our course is completed, you will go to company, you will face a problem. Who will help you? Can you ask your manager, I'm getting a problem. Hi, I'm getting file not found exception. Could you please tell me what is this? Can you ask your manager? Can you ask your colleague? Nobody will help you. You have to become independent programmer. That means without taking anybody help, you should be able to complete your task. Then only you can survive. Otherwise, getting job is easy. After learning this much content, getting job is easy, no problem. Survival, how to complete the daily? Do you think that every day they will give you login form, registration form? Login form, registration form only one day. Next day, next screen, next requirement, next logic, next requirement. Every day will be challenging in the software jobs. Every day new requirement. And one more thing, we are learning Spring Boot. There is no guarantee that every project will use Spring Boot. Some projects may use only Spring. Some projects may use struts. Some projects may use only servlet JSP. What we need to do? Then again you will come back to Amirpeta. You will not get that time. Companies, software company, they will tell you daily 8 hours. 8 plus 10, 18 hours hoga aapka kaam. Whatever the work they will give you, definitely that work will not complete in 8 hours. They will tell you office timing 9 to 6, but reality 9 to 12, 9 to 9. 4 to 5 hours daily meetings will be there. That's it. Only meeting to understand the requirement. Remaining time, whatever the work you need to complete. Do you think that they will give task only for 8 hours? Whatever the task will take 20 hours of time, that task they will give you to complete in 8 hours. Within 8 hours, it will not complete. Then you need to do extra work. If you are doing extra work, if you tell to manager, daily I am working 18 hours. Why are you working 18 hours? Why don't you complete in 8 hours? That means you don't know how to complete the task. You don't know time management. That is what they will tell you. So you need to be very careful. I have seen all these situations. I have faced all these consequences. With experience, I'm telling you, you need to do a lot of practice. Change your thought process. Don't dependent on anyone. Try to become independent. Your work, you should be able to complete. It may take time. Today, I am not expecting you to become a good full stack developer. Slowly, you have seen almost 4 months completed. Any difference you have seen? Any difference? Some people don't know what is Java when you join for full stack. Now you are able to develop at least one web application on your own. That is the progress. Another 3 months, that confidence will increase. But your effort is most important than my efforts. Right. Fine, guys. So first project, everybody completed. Second project, I think some people completed, some people did not. Please try to complete that. Try to do it. If you face the problem, take somebody's help now and try to do that. I will also explain that. Today I'm going with new topic. So that is request dispatcher in the servlets. There is a concept called request dispatcher. Now, first understand theoretically what is request dispatcher. Then we will see programmatically how to implement that. First thing, request dispatcher, it is a predefined interface. Request dispatcher is a predefined interface in servlet API. Request dispatcher is a predefined interface available in servlet API. What is the purpose of this request dispatcher? Request dispatcher is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. It is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. It is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. Let me tell you practically where we will use it. From one resource to another resource. Now, assume that in my project, I have a requirement. I am having a login page, guys. I'm having a login page. Every project will have a login page. In this login page, we are going to ask email ID and password. Login button will be available. Email ID and password, login button is available. When user submit this login page, request will go to my login servlet. In the backend, one login servlet will be available. Here, I'm having login servlet. Login servlet will talk to login servlet will talk to one DAO class, and here I am having my database. Assume that here my database is available. There are some tables available. Assume that here users table is available and here courses table is available. Users table contains the users data, username, password is available, and here courses table is available. Which course is starting, what is the price and all that is available in the courses table. Now in our website, if you go to our website here, login page is available. The moment when you click on the login button, it will go to dashboard page. In the dashboard page, my courses page will be displayed. Yes or no? Which courses you have purchased, that courses page will be displayed. That course page will contain the course name, join class button, view notes button will be available. Users data is available in one table and courses which you purchased, that data is available in the another table. Now here login servlet is available. It will talk to users DAO. That will talk to users DAO. Can you tell me what is the purpose of DAO? Can you tell me what is the purpose of DAO? DAO is used to communicate with the database. DAO stands for data access object, which will contain persistence logic. Persistence logic means which is responsible to communicate with the database. Right. Now, user clicked on the login button. The request went to login servlet. Login servlet will talk to login DAO. login DAO will talk to users table, verified that your credentials are valid. Verified that your credentials are valid. Now, once your credentials are valid, it should display my courses page. It should display my courses, which you are seeing daily to access the class notes. Whenever you log in, you will go to my courses page in our website. Now, to get the data for the my courses, here I'm having another servlet called my course servlet. I don't want to write the logic in the login servlet. What is the meaning of login servlet? It is just responsible for verifying your credentials are valid or not. That's it. Whenever you log in, getting the data from the my course table, displaying in the page, that is not the duty of the login servlet. In the real time, whenever we are developing the classes, we need to follow single responsibility principle. What is the meaning of that? Single responsibility principle. Single responsibility means one class should perform only one operation because of maintenance. Now, you guys learned OOPS concepts. Did you learn the OOPS concepts? Yes, you guys learned OOPS concepts. Now, object-oriented programming language. Here you learned what is inheritance, what is inheritance, what is polymorphism, what is abstraction, and what is encapsulation. Encapsulation. These OOPS concepts you learn. But in the real time, when we are working on the project, along with the OOPS, we need to implement solid OOPS. We need to implement a concept called solid OOPS principle. So at the core Java level, at the advanced Java level, you will not understand what is the solid OOPS. So that is the design patterns, how to develop our classes with the industry standards that we can learn by using solid OOPS principle. If you check in the Google, what is the solid OOPS? You will get that solid principle. See what it is telling? Solid principles C#.NET, solid principles Java, solid design principles, not for one technology. All the programming languages will follow solid OOPS principles. Now, solid principles. So solid principles, when you say S means single responsibility principle. Single responsibility. O stands for open closed. L stands for LISCO, interface segregation, dependency inversion. Solid principles are available. We need to follow solid principles while developing the classes. In the solid, S stands for single responsibility principle. S stands for single responsibility. Now, generally, what freshers will do is, whenever we develop login form, whenever we click on the login, it will go to login servlet. If your credentials are valid, immediately they will write the logic in the login servlet only to get the dashboard data. They will display the dashboard data in the UI. That a fresher will do. But as an experienced person, we need to follow single responsibility principle. One class should perform only one action. Login servlet, it should be used only for login functionality, not for any other. After login success, dashboard page should be displayed. In that dashboard, my courses should be displayed. To get the data for the my courses, a separate class we need to develop. Login servlet for only login checking. My course servlet responsible to get the courses which you purchased in the dashboard page. Now here, user DAO is available to talk to users table, and here courses DAO is available, which is used to get the data from the course table, which is student purchased which course. That information will be available in the courses table. Now my servlet, my course servlet should talk to courses DAO. Are you guys getting my point? Now here, my course servlet should send the data to my courses page. So this is login page, and it is my courses page. My courses page. User is clicking on login button. When user click on login button, if the login is a success, user should go to dashboard. In the dashboard page, courses should be displayed. Now here, when user click on this login button, request will go to the login servlet. Login servlet will take the form data, will talk to user DAO. User DAO will talk to users table. It will verify email ID password valid or not. If email ID password is valid, user should log in. After user login, immediately courses should display. When user login, immediately courses should display. To get the data for the courses display, there is another table. For that table, we have separate DAO. To display the data in the My Courses page, My Course servlet is available. That means we are sending the request from the login page to login servlet. If login is a fail, your email ID password is incorrect. If the credentials are incorrect, immediately login servlet will send a response, invalid email ID and password. If login is a success, this login servlet should redirect the request to My Course servlet. This is called request redirection from one resource to another resource. Are you able to follow me? Now, so here in our project, multiple servlets will be available. I am sending the request for one servlet. That servlet will execute some logic. Once its task is completed, it will redirect the request to another servlet. How to redirect the request from one servlet to another servlet? That's where we are having request dispatcher. Dispatch the request from one servlet to another servlet. Are you guys getting my point? So tell me, what is request dispatcher? Request dispatcher is a predefined interface available in the servlet API. What is the purpose of this request dispatcher? Request dispatcher is used to redirect our request from one resource to another resource. Now, from login servlet, I want to redirect the request to My Course servlet. From the login servlet, I want to redirect the request to My Course servlet. So now, when we redirect the request to My Course servlet will talk to course DAO, it will talk to courses table, it will get the courses purchased by the user, it will send the courses list to My Courses page. So whenever you log in, your credentials are verifying and the dashboard page is displaying. One servlet will execute or two servlets will execute. Can I do that by using one servlet also? Yes or no? In the login servlet, can I write the complete code for displaying the dashboard also? Yes, but recommended or not recommended? Not recommended. Why not recommended? Single responsibility. We need to follow single responsibility. What is the meaning of single responsibility? One class should perform only one operation so that maintenance of the project will become easy. Even if it may take some time to develop the classes, it may increase number of classes in the project. That does not matter. Our future maintenance should be easy. Tomorrow, if I leave the company also, other developers should be able to manage the project. Because of one person, project should not stop. Today, I am writing the code in the project. I have changed 4 companies in the 10 years. So if any problem comes in my previous projects, are they calling me? Will I respond? No, they should be able to manage that work. So for that reason, always our code should be easily readable, easily maintainable. We need to follow single responsibility while developing the projects. All right, login servlet, My Courses servlet. What is the purpose of login servlet? Verify user credentials are valid or not. If user credentials are invalid, if user credentials are invalid, simple, I am giving my email ID, password, login. What happened? 2 servlets executed, 1 servlet executed. Only 1 servlet. It verified given credentials are valid or not. If the given credentials are not valid, immediately it is giving error message, invalid credentials. Suppose if I give the valid credentials now, I will go inside the dashboard. Inside the dashboard, my courses will display. That will done by whom? My Course servlet. Login servlet will check the login credentials. If credentials are invalid, display error message immediately. If login credentials are valid, then login servlet will redirect the request to my course servlet. What is the duty of the my course servlet? Get the courses purchased by logged in user. Which user logged in into this website, which courses purchased by that user, get that courses data display in the my courses page. In that page, you can see join class button, view notes button will be available. Okay, that task will done by another servlet. Are you guys getting my point? Yes. Request dispatcher, it is a predefined interface in the servlet API. It is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. Now, how to get that request dispatcher? Already we have request object, HTTP servlet request dot get request dispatcher method will be available, and here resource URL, to which resource you want to dispatch your request. Now I'm in the login servlet. From the login servlet, I want to give the request to course servlet. Now here I will give the URL pattern of the course servlet. Request dot get request dispatcher of course servlet URL. Now it is going to give me request dispatcher object. It is an interface. It's an implementation object we are going to get. Request dot get request dispatcher of the URL to which resource you want to dispatch your request. Source target. My source is login servlet. From source, I want to go to target servlet. That target servlet URL pattern I will give here. Are you able to follow me? Now, after getting this request dispatcher, there are two methods available. rd.forward method is available, request object comma response object, and rd.include method is also available. Either you can forward the request and you can include the request. Forward method and include methods will take request and response objects as parameters. So by writing 2 lines of code, we can redirect our request from one servlet to another servlet. Now you may get a question. Sir, what is the difference between forward method and include method? There are 2 methods available to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. We have forward method and include method. What is the difference? The difference is, if you use forward method, whenever a request comes to login servlet forwarding the request to my course servlet. Now, whatever the response given by my course servlet, only that response will go to the client. Whenever you do the forward, my task is completed. From here, you take the control. Are you guys getting my point? My part is completed. Login servlet telling that, boss, my part is completed. I am forwarding to you. From here, it is your responsibility. Whatever the response you want to send, you send your response to client. I will not give any response to the client. That is the meaning of a forward method. Suppose I don't want to go for the forward, I want to go for include method. When you go for include method, you can send both responses to the client. Whatever the response login servlet want to send, whatever the response my core servlet want to send, 2 servlets response can be sent to the client if you go for include method. If you go for forward method, target resource response will go to the client. If you go for include method, source servlet plus target servlet, both servlets response will go to the client. Are you guys getting my point? Now let us see practically how it is going to work. Let me develop one new project, request dispatcher application, new dynamic web application, project name request dispatcher app. Request dispatcher application I'm creating, and here let me click on next. Now click on next, generate web.xml, click on finish. A project is created. Now let me add the jar files in the project lib folder. Okay, here my jars are available. I don't need the database connection now. Just my servlet API jar file is required. Going inside the workspace, src, main, web app, webinf, lib. I'm keeping the jar file inside the lib folder. Now, just to refresh the project, refresh, src, main, web app, webinf, lib. Jar file is available. So project libraries are available in the lib folder. Now, let me create two servlets here. New class servlet. Okay, I'm creating them in a package in.ashokit.servlet. Here, I'm creating this as a first servlet. Now, so to represent this class as a servlet, I'm using extends HTTP servlet. Import the package. Let's map that to the URL pattern. Web servlet. Here I'm giving as a first servlet. I want to write a doGet method. Public void doGet HTTP servlet request comma response. Request comma HTTP servlet response. So this is response object. Okay. Now I want to write some response. I want to write some response here. Response dot get writer. I'm getting the print writer object. I'm getting the print writer object, and here PW. Let me write some message. Print writer dot append. This is first servlet response. This is first servlet response. I'm writing like this. Okay. Now I am not doing any redirection. Just I want to check my servlet is working or not. What is the URL pattern? First. Now refresh this project. Run on server. Tomcat finish. Okay. The URL pattern is first. Am I able to get the response from the servlet? This is first servlet response. Okay. Let me create one more servlet, new class. Here I'm giving it as second servlet. Let me map this as a servlet, extends HTTP servlet. Here @web servlet, and here I'm going for second. Okay, first servlet and second servlet. Here I'm giving slash. Let me write doGet method. doGet method, servlet request object and servlet response object. Response dot get writer. I'm getting the print writer object. Print writer object. Here I am giving print writer dot append. This is second servlet response. This is my second servlet response. Perfect. Now, my project is already running. Here it is first servlet. Now I'm going for second. I think I need to restart the project. Server, stop it. Yeah, refresh. Run on server. Finish. Yeah, so this is second servlet response, and here it is first servlet response. Do we have two servlets now? Yes, two servlets are available. Now my requirement is, when I send a request for first servlet, I want to redirect the request to second servlet. So this is /first and this is /second. When I am sending a request to the first servlet, I want to redirect the request to second servlet. Second servlet should give the output to the browser. Second servlet should give the output to the browser. I want only second servlet response. I will send the request to first servlet. First servlet will execute some logic. That first servlet should send the response, should forward the request to second servlet. Second servlet should send the response to browser. How to do this? Forward method. If I want both servlets response, include method. If I want only one servlet response, final servlet response, forward method. So this concept is called as request to redirection. If you want to redirect the request from one servlet to another servlet, then we need to go for request dispatcher. Request dispatcher is an interface in the servlet API. It is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. Now, let's go and change our first servlet now. Go to first servlet. I want to get the request dispatcher object. I want to get the request dispatcher object. How to get the request dispatcher? Request dot get request dispatcher. Request dot get request dispatcher. What is that? Second. I'm giving the URL pattern of the second servlet. I'm getting RD. Okay. I'm going to give RD dot forward request comma response. RD dot forward request comma response. Okay. Around with the throws declaration, that is servlet exception. Okay, fine. Now here observe. I have the logic in the first servlet. First servlet is writing some response. This is first servlet response. Then I am taking the request dispatcher object. Request dot get request dispatcher of second. RD dot forward. Now request will go to second servlet. Second servlet is having some response. It is sending some response to the client. Now let's run our application. Run as run on server. Click on finish. 1 minute. Right click, run as run on server. Select it. Click on finish. Now I have started my application. There is no welcome file. That's why I'm getting 404. I'm giving the URL / first. What is the URL I'm giving, guys? First. It is belongs to first servlet. Now see this. URL is same, but response we got from the first servlet or response we got from the second servlet. Response we got from the second servlet. Why we are getting the response from the second servlet? First servlet is redirected that request to second servlet. First servlet redirected the request to second servlet. So first servlet response is coming or it is not coming? I got the request. I forwarded the request to the second servlet. Now only second servlet response will go to the client. Suppose I want first servlet response. I want second servlet response also. Then what method we need to do? Then we need to go for include method. So here, let me go and change the first servlet. Okay. I'm commenting this rd.forward. I'm using rd.include request comma response. Instead of the forward method, I'm using include method. Are you clear, guys? What is the difference between forward method and include method? Forward method will give you final servlet response. Include method will give you all the servlets response. Okay. Now stop it. Right click, run as run on server. Click on next, click on finish. Yes, fine. So let me go here. Let me give the request to /first. Then what happened? I'm sending the request to /first. So this is the first servlet response and this is second servlet response. Now you got the clarity. What is request dispatcher? Request dispatcher is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. Now in the request dispatcher, we are having two methods. What are the two methods? One is forward method. Another one is include method. What is the difference between forward and include? Forward is used to forward the request directly. Second servlet response we are going to get. What is the purpose of include method? Both servlets response we are going to get. Are you clear with my point? How to get the request dispatcher object? By using request dot get request dispatcher. Are you clear? Yes, make a note. Make a note. Request dispatcher. Request dispatcher. request dispatcher. Request dispatcher. It is a predefined interface in Java X.servlet package. It is a predefined interface in Java X.servlet package. Servlet API. It is a predefined interface in the Java X.servlet package, Servlet API. It is used to redirect the request from one resource to another resource. Completed, guys? Yeah, note. If we forward the request from first servlet to second servlet, if we forward the request from first servlet to second servlet using forward method, then only second servlet response will go to client. If we forward the request from first servlet to second servlet using forward method, then only second servlet response will go to client. If we forward request from first servlet to second servlet using forward method, then only second servlet response will go to client. If we forward request from first servlet to second servlet using include method, then Both servlets responses will go to client. Got it, guys? Now, use case. Use case. Use case. Login servlet.java. It is responsible to verify user login credentials. My course servlet.java responsible to display user purchased courses. Yes, to display logged in user purchased courses. Got it? Now, so as per this, what is our understanding, guys? When user is logged in, then what we need to do? When user clicked on logged in, what we need to do? It will go to login servlet. Now first here, let me give the numbers, you will understand. User will try to log in. Okay. The request will go to login servlet. Login servlet will talk to user DAO. User DAO will talk to database. It verify that credentials are valid or not. Suppose credentials are valid. Login credentials are valid. Then it should redirect the request to my course servlet. What my course servlet should do? it should talk to course DAO. It should talk to courses table. Take the courses data and send that courses data to the UI. My courses servlet will send the response to the UI. In the UI, that response will be displayed. Understand? Now first, user will click on login button. User will enter the email ID and password. That request will go to login servlet. Login servlet will capture that form data, will talk to DAO method. DAO method will talk to database table to verify given email ID and password are correct or not. If given email ID and password is correct, login servlet task is completed. It will redirect the request to my course servlet. It will redirect the request to my course servlet. When the request is redirected to my course servlet will talk to this courses DAO. Courses DAO will talk to courses table. Once it get the data from the database table, it will send that courses details to UI page. In the UI page, we are going to display the courses which has purchased by the user, access the Zoom link, access the notes and all that stuff. Are you clear, guys? Yeah, take this diagram. Take the numbers also so that you can understand. The request will come back to first servlet. No. No, you are redirecting from that to this and that to this. Yeah, I understand. Stack Overflow. Infinite, right? Never, it will never, response will never come to the client. M1 method calling M2, M2 calling M1. Stack Overflow. Yeah. Here we need to give that. The reason is, in the UI, already whenever URL is open, by default it will have the slash. So that is the reason we'll directly give the URL. If you give the slash again, it will become double slash. Guys, understood my point? Yeah. What is request dispatcher? It is used to dispatch the request from one resource to another resource. One of the best example, when user is logged in into our application, dashboard page should display. So dashboard page display logic, we should not write in the login servlet. Login servlet is only responsible to verify user login is successful or not. If user login is failure, it should display the error message on the same page that we have not discussed as of now. You develop this when the credentials are invalid, directly you are saying invalid username password. I want that message on the same page, that we will do it. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Now next one. So here we are having login page. If login credentials are successful, then I want to dispatch the request to my course servlet. My course servlet will take the action. It will get the courses data and it will send it to the browser. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes. Now, can we do one task based on this one? Can I give one requirement based on this? Yeah. Listen to me first. Observe, guys. Observe first. No, don't note down. I will change the diagram. Listen first. So here I have email and password. Okay. And here I have, it is enhancement for the second project. Okay, enhancement for the second project. You no need to create any new project. In the second project only, you need to add this requirement. Already we have login page and registration page in the project. So login is available, and here we have a hyperlink called sign up hyperlink is available. Okay, sign up hyperlink is also available. Now in my application, I want to maintain two types of users. In my application, I want to maintain two types of users. Now here, users table is available. One is users table is available. Users table is available. And one is enrollments available. There is another table called enrollments. Enrollments table is available. That means which is student enrolled for which course. I'm not writing correct spelling. There is no space. It is a enrollments table. One is a users table. Another one is the enrollments table. Now, whenever you sign up, that data will be stored into users table. And whenever you log in, it will verify your email ID password is correct or not. If your email ID and password is correct, it is going to another page. Now here, what I want to do is, whenever I want to maintain two types of users, one is admin user and the second one is normal user. Normal user is nothing but students. Normal user is nothing but student. One is admin user and the second one is normal user. Now here, I want to display one page. So this my page is, I can say here, admin dashboard. This is admin dashboard. Okay. And this is student dashboard. Are you guys clear with my point? One is admin dashboard and the second one is student dashboard. Admin dashboard and student dashboard. When admin user logged in the users database table, we will maintain users data. Whenever you sign up, your data will be signed up as a normal user. Whenever you log in into our application, it should display student dashboard for you. Whenever admin user logged in into the application, admin dashboard page should be displayed for the admin. Are you guys getting my point? Now, student dashboard table should display student courses. Student, whenever you log in into application, what will happen? Whenever you log in into application, what will happen? My courses page will be displayed for you. And suppose if I log in into the same page, if I log in into the same application, faculty dashboard will be displayed. I am using this application as a faculty. So I will log in into this application as a faculty. You will log in into this application as a student. So login functionality is same for both. Whether I log in or you log in, login functionality is same. But dashboard will be different. When I log in into our Ashok IT website, when you log in into the Ashok IT website, the dashboard will be different. Because I am a faculty in this website, you are a student in the website. So for both, same dashboard will not display. When I log in, I will get the option to upload the class notes. Whenever you log in, you will get the dashboard to view the class notes. I will get the option to upload the notes. You will get the option to view the notes. So dashboard is the same for you and me. Dashboard is different for you and me. Dashboard is different. Now, in our website, there is a login servlet. In the login servlet, first it will check username and email ID password is valid or not. If email ID password is invalid, it will display invalid credential. If email ID and password is valid, if it is valid, then it will check role of the user, whether this user is a student or this user is a faculty. Are you guys getting my point? Instead of this, let me give the option as a faculty dashboard. I will change the requirement as a faculty dashboard. Faculty dashboard. Now here user and faculty and student is available here. And here I am having a login servlet. Here I am having a login servlet. Login servlet. Now login servlet should take a decision whether user is logging into our application, student is logging into our application, or faculty is logging into our application. It will take a decision. Decision symbol will be represented like this. If else, login servlet will talk to this decision. This decision will decide either we should display faculty dashboard or we should display student dashboard. Now, like this, we have our requirement. So without request dispatcher, can we do this? No. So people are registering. People are registering now. In the sign up page, we need to add one more option. So what is the role of the user? What is the role of the user? In this sign up page, whatever I have given in the last session, in that sign up page, along with email ID, password, first name, gender, we need to select the role also. Role student or faculty. If a role is a student, in the database also you need to maintain the role as a student. If he is a faculty role, in the database we need to maintain the role as a faculty. Now when it comes to login functionality, whenever we log in, if email ID and password is correct, then we need to check what is the role of the user. If the role is a student, you need to display student dashboard. If the role is a faculty, you need to display faculty dashboard. Okay, in the dashboard, currently no need to display any data, just to print a message. This is a faculty dashboard under construction. This is a student dashboard under construction. So you don't need to write any business logic for the dashboard. That we will see after that. First, you need to understand how to create login servlet, faculty dashboard servlet, and student dashboard servlet. When the login is a success, based on the role of the user, you need to decide either you need to display faculty dashboard or student dashboard. Are you getting my point, guys? Now, here, how our table will look like. Here, users table will be available. Users table will be available. What are the columns in the table? First name, last name, gender, phone number, email ID, password, role. Role also will be available. What is the role column will do? What is the purpose of that role column? It is used to differentiate the users in our application. So our website, faculties are using, students are using. Faculty is using the website to upload the class notes. Their role is different. They will upload the class notes for the students. Students will log in, they will download the class notes. Okay, guys, login page is the same for faculties and students, but the difference is role-based access. Our application is role-based access. When you log in, that my courses page will display. When I log in, upload class notes page will display. Are you guys getting my point? So, do you know how to implement this requirement now? I'm not asking you to develop a separate project. Second project is available. In that project, I want to make the changes. One extra field we need to add in the registration page, role drop down I want. Whenever user is registering, they will select either they want to register as a student or they want to register as a faculty. Then when they log in, depends on their role, my dashboard page will display. If a student login, student dashboard. If a faculty login, faculty dashboard. If email ID password are incorrect, I want to display error message, invalid credential. If credentials are valid, based on the role, that dashboard page will display. How many servlets we need to create now? Login servlet, registration servlet, login servlet, faculty dashboard servlet, student dashboard servlet is available. Whenever a request comes for the registration, registration servlet will execute. It will insert the data into database table. Whenever request comes to login, login servlet will execute. What that login servlet will do? Login servlet will send a direct response to the client? No. What the login servlet will do? It will check the role. First, it will check the credential. If credentials are valid, it will check the role. Role is a student, then forward the request to student servlet. If the role is faculty, forward the request to faculty servlet. Easy or difficult? You can, whatever the data you want to show on the dashboard, you can do it. That is also fine. You can do it. Guys, if you want to create this as a separate project also, that is fine for me. If you want to integrate in the second project also, that is fine for me. You can take that. Note down this, note down the requirement. Develop a project. Develop a project for below requirement. Develop a project for below requirement. Guys, analysis is required first. Don't directly open the IDE and create the project. First, take a pen and paper, draw the diagram. How many servlets we need to create? Okay, where we need to redirect, how we need to redirect, how many classes are required, what are the URL. That planning is important, guys. First to do the plan, then start the code. Lot of use cases we need to practice, then only your maturity will improve. That is different. I will give the next requirement. Then we need admin login. Admin will add the students to the courses. Note, note, in the registration page, we need to have a role drop down. Note, in registration page, we need to have role drop down. In registration page, we need to have role drop down with student and faculty options. In registration page, we need to have role drop down with the student and faculty options. Okay. When student login into application, student dashboard page should display. When student login into application, student dashboard page should display. When faculty login into application, faculty dashboard page should display. When faculty login into application, faculty dashboard page should display. If credentials are invalid, we need to display error message on the same page. In the login page only, you need to display the message as invalid credentials. Yeah, the JSP use karo. नहीं JSP just if you can create the JSP page. Yeah, you try that. Try to display error message on the same page. You need to do some analysis. Yes. Guys, what I am telling is now, when the credentials are invalid, is it displaying the message in a different page? It is displaying the message in the same page. I want that functionality. I will enter the email ID password. If login is a success, if I am a student dashboard. If I am a faculty dashboard. Suppose my credentials are invalid. Where it is displaying? Different page or same page? I did not explain you how to display on the same page. I want you to try that. Right. If credentials are invalid, we need to display error message on the same page. Yes, sir. That's different. I'm not asking to do that now. Guys, in the dashboard page, you no need to display anything, just display this is student dashboard under construction, this is faculty dashboard under construction. Later, we will think how to get the data to display in the dashboard. I don't want to make it more complicated. After seeing our people mindset, I don't want to add that complexity. They will not do anything. No. That error response, if you want to send error response to a client. Second, you guys analyze. Tomorrow I will do that. Yes. You do that. I will not give the clue. Try. We can do it. Guys, requirement is clear for everyone? Okay. Whenever we run our listen carefully. Whenever we run our application, it should display login page as a default page. It will display login page as a default page. Whenever we click on sign up, it will display registration page. First name, last name, gender, phone number, email ID, password, role. Role is a drop down. You can select as a faculty role or you can select as a student role. Whenever we insert, record will insert in the database table along with the role. Once registration completed, then you will go for login. You will enter email ID and password. Click on login button. If your email ID password is incorrect, then it should display error message on the same page. Invalid credentials in the red color font. Suppose your email ID and password is correct. Then you need to check what is the role of that user. Is that user is a student or faculty? If that user is a student role, then you need to display student dashboard. If that user is a faculty, you need to display faculty dashboard. This is role based application. Based on the role of the user, our application will behave. Dynamic web application. Simple example, our institute website only. If I log in, I will get faculty dashboard to upload the class notes. If you log in, student dashboard will come to download the class notes. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Thank you. I want you people to try this before coming to tomorrow's class. We'll see you in the tomorrow. Online people, you also please try. Don't do those blunder mistakes. I'm getting irritation.